Well, we made it. It is Friday, payday for some. What are we doing this weekend, guys? I know we've got a special members live over the weekend, so make sure to check the members tab for that. Had quite an insane week, did we not? Let's see who's in here. Who is riding this wave to the end? Uli girl, good morning. Hello, Lauren. Sky Blue, I asked her for some coffee. She said it's on the way. Angie Gibson, hello. There's our friend Where Summer 800 TBI Fine. Going to be talking about summer. Going to be talking about Kylie. Going to be talking about Harmony. Going to try to do a week recap. Bear with me because I get off subject quite often. There is Teddy Burr. Hello. How are you, Teddy Burr? There's my friend Jeannie, and she left a super sticker. Jeannie and I go way back. She's a great friend, great true crime advocate. She does amazing work. So everybody, let's say hi to Jeannie. Katie Bird, good morning. Hi, Chris. How are you? And there's Katie, not Katie Bird. We have a Katie and a Katie Bird. Wolfcat, good morning. Hot Mess Express, you and me both. Can I have that YouTube name when you're done with it? Hello, just me. Jules, good morning. Be a shiner, not a whiner. Hello, Carla. Trying to read the comments and welcome. Multitasking. Hi, Mary. Hi, Nini. Let me see. Katrina's in the house. Hey, Misty, what's up, my friend? We got a little bit of break in the weather, didn't we? Ree's Place. Yessie, what's up, my friend? Teresa. Yessie, where you been? I haven't seen you in a while. Hey, Yennefer, also new to Discord. We had 3 or 4 new people to Discord yesterday. Love it. We don't bite. Come into Discord. Send me an email. I'll give you a link. Hey, Magoo. Hey, Gina. Hey, Happy Haggis. Mayor, what's up? Alexis, hello. So if I missed anybody, I apologize. I'll grab you in the comments. Again, what I was saying is I just kind of had this idea. Hello, Prissy Missy. Michelle Reed Duncan. Did I miss you? Sometimes I scroll too fast. You know how it goes. Lum Queen says she's been waiting. Well, we're here. Thanks for hanging out. And we have Casey in the house. I do see some new names. Take a second and hit that sub button so we can chat all the time, even in Discord. Like I said, we had some emails yesterday. New people popped into Discord. And, everybody just fits right in. It's always fun. Don't let the name fool you. There's no Discord in the Discord. If there is... It's happened a couple times, but we've been very lucky. This community has been extremely lucky that we haven't really had any problems. And when it's presented itself, we've just sort of done our own thing and let it fizzle out. And the trash just has always taken itself out. It's kind of awesome. Let's see. Wolfcat said, yes, I love him so much. Who you loving on? I missed it. Who you loving on? All right. So anyway, I was thinking about this last night. I'm like, man, it's just been a crazy week. I want to touch on make it clear about the search for summer, because I think some people misread what I was saying, and that's okay. We'll talk about it. Heartbreaking show yesterday about Harmony. We're going to talk about that for a minute. We have a new case, Kylie Rodney. Going to talk about that for a little bit. Like I said, I've only done a recap show, I think, one time before. I don't remember how well y'all liked it, if you even remember it, because obviously I don't, and I was here. I don't remember how well received it was, if you know what I mean. And who knows, I probably got off track and started talking about something else. But this week, like I said, has had so much going on. I just felt like we needed a decompress show and a what the hell happened this week type of show, because it's just been that nuts. So before I forget, I saw this on the news the other morning, and I did forget. but I had to make a point to show you. If not, it's going to drive me nuts all weekend. I love Woody Harrelson, okay? I think he's a great actor. I think he is hilarious. This was on the Today Show earlier in the week. You guys check this out. Okay, so this lady, I don't know if she put it on Facebook or what. She said, okay, but how does our daughter look like Woody Harrelson? Look at that precious baby. She puts a picture of her precious baby next to Woody Harrelson. Woody Harrelson tweeted them back. He put this picture on his Twitter, tweeted the family back. So he got a kick out of it. Talked about how beautiful the baby's name is and says he would love to have her hair because old Woody's bald. I thought that was just hilarious. I probably laughed too hard at that, but that's all right. That's all right. Lauren, he's also an activist. Yes, he is. An amazing narrator. Yes, he is. I just thought that was hilarious. And of all things, I mean, you're basically making a joke with your friends. How does my baby look like Woody Harrelson? The baby is gorgeous, by the way. But that look, the face that the baby was making looked like Woody Harrelson. And he sees it. I don't know how it got to him. He's not friends with her. And he retweets it. I just thought it was too hilarious and too cute. So anyway, let me see. We got Amanda backstage. She actually has her own channel she's been working on, doing a lot of great work for Michael Vaughn. We'll drop her link in here. Not going to talk about Michael Vaughn today, even though we could, but I'm recapping the week. Don't let me get off topic because I do actually have an appointment this morning. Hang on. Good morning, Amanda. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good.
Have you been enjoying the summer? I know you mentioned that your son has to go to school and it's been hard getting him out of bed.
Yeah. My youngest son actually already started school because he goes to a school for children with special needs.
Uh-huh.
So he started school this past Tuesday. And then my oldest one starts Monday. So
that is an exciting time. We were talking back and forth with Katie Bird. Her son is starting kindergarten, and you know that breaks every mom's heart.
Oh,
and she's got him up to speed. Everything she was showing me, I said, girl, they might grab him and put him in first grade. I don't know. But it's school supply time, buying all the school clothes, and getting back in the routine.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Excuse me. So where should we start? Like I said, a lot of stuff went on this week. New case, kids going back to school and everything. I did not say anything on the show on Wednesday because it happened so fast. But in my state, see if Misty's still listening. Misty, did you hear about Preston Wade and how he disappeared in Tulsa? He was found shortly after. Debbie left a comment for me after the summer show Wednesday, I believe. She said, today in Tulsa, we had a 4-year-old missing for an hour. The mom and grandma were beside themselves, freaking out, and the entire time on TV. Yeah, because I had my TV muted, and I'm like, what in the world's going on? It happened so fast here, though. I see there was no Amber Alert. Again, there's a different criteria for every state. So basically it was Preston Wade is missing. If you see him, they probably didn't know who he was with. That's what I'm just guessing. They put his picture up and like, I'll be damned, before I had time to really look into it, they found him. So good going, Tulsa police. So Debbie says the mom and grandma were beside themselves, freaking out the entire time on TV. Candace is like an emotionless non-mother. She's not right in the head and guilty AF. Yeah, we're going to get to that. So fellow Okie Debbie, I'm right there with you. And like I said, everything happened so fast, I didn't even have a chance to read anything before it was over. But I'm going to show everybody the clip real quick, and we're going to talk about it. I promise I will.
The search, thankfully, is over for that little boy who was missing for hours this afternoon.
Much to the relief of his family and the Tulsa community, Preston Wade was found safe just a short time ago.
2 News anchor Sharon Phillips was there when the 4-year-old was handed back to his mother. Sharon, police say that this was all really a strange situation.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Naomi. It really was a unique situation. And I want to let you know, Preston is being checked out here in this ambulance right here behind me. We were told that Tulsa police say he should be just fine. He was a little shaken up by all the media attention and law enforcement attention, but hopefully he will be okay. Now, just around 5:20, 5:25, we were live on the air when Tulsa police pulled over a red truck right over there. Inside that truck, they found Preston Wade after they had been searching for him for hours. There were dozens of Tulsa police and fire department members out here searching for this little boy, and they were able to get him out of the truck, and he is safe. But this is a really unique situation. They spoke with the woman who was driving that truck, and she said that she just saw Preston on the porch. Apparently, they all live in that home together, but she's not a relative of his. He was being watched by his grandmother at the time, and we're told the grandmother went inside the house, and that driver decided to take Preston to the store and not tell anyone. And so she took Preston, didn't let the grandmother know, and so there has just been a frantic search for this little boy. But just a little while ago, thankfully, he was found safe and sound. But it's still a unique situation. We spoke with Tulsa police and asked if any charges will be filed against this woman, and those charges are still pending. They're not sure yet exactly. They're still investigating. But we did speak with Captain Richard Muhlenberg earlier, and here's what he had to say.
We don't know right now if we're filing charges. It's a peculiar situation. I would just say, if it's not your kid, you probably shouldn't take off with someone else's kid.
Absolutely. And we do want to reiterate that according to Tulsa police, all of those people apparently lived inside the home. But once again, that woman did not let the grandmother know that she had taken Preston. So just a reminder, if you do live with children, make sure that you let their caregiver know before you decide to take off. Reporting live in North Peoria, I'm Sharon Phillips, 2 News, Oklahoma.
Yeah, no shit. Kids are not stray animals. So that's what happened there. I'm really bringing it up because some people have asked me about it. Like, are you going to cover this case? Like I said, it was over and done. Now, the grandmother, no, she can't find Preston and immediately calls 911. Tulsa PD starts scouring the town. They didn't do an Amber Alert because we have a different criteria here. We have a different criteria. They got to have a tag number, a red truck. It seems to always be a red damn truck, right? Last seen with. They didn't have any of that. I don't know how she didn't put together that maybe her friend could have taken him. I don't know. There's no charges against the friend yet. I don't know. I'm bringing it up because now I know we're just talking, but in these cases, Summer, Harmony, all of them, people say, if I had seen that, I would have just taken that kid. No. You can take that kid to the ER. And we know that we would do the right thing. Now, in this case, she's obviously just a goofy bitch. She didn't take him because anything was wrong or anything like that. I guess they're just going to chalk it up to a misunderstanding. But yeah, we don't just take kids. And if we do suspect abuse or witness it, obviously I'm preaching to the choir here because you all know, we take him to the ER. A lot of people won't step in because they don't witness a perfect stranger doing something. It's always someone they know. It's a uncle, brother-in-law, sister-in-law, something like that. So they just don't want to say anything. They don't want to rock the family boat. I said it on the Harmony show yesterday, saying it again today. Who wants to be family with shit like that? They're not going to retaliate against you because they don't pick on people their own size. They just don't. So, hate to point out the obvious, but I did. Then I think about Allie talking about the OD that Candace called her about when Summer was 3 and did nothing. Nothing. Somebody should have been called immediately. That's why on the show I did, The Real Housewives of Hawkins County, the other day, all of these women, Candace is number one, that's for sure. Grandis is number two, for sure. But these other women were complacent, sat on their hands. Well, Allie can't because her arms aren't that long, and they didn't do anything. They did not do anything. So speaking of Summer's case, hang on. Sky Blue, maybe mom was involved. Oh, I didn't think about that. I did not think about that. I think I'm going to dig a little bit more into the people over on Peoria and see what's really up over there. All right, so I had some comments after the show. A couple of people were angry with me. That's all right. We agree to disagree around here, right? We do. So, hello, Lisa Irwin. Let me make myself clear. When I was talking about Candace and the search and Grandis, I'm talking about when they initially, Candace, I shouldn't even say they, when Candace initially realized she couldn't find Summer. I'm playing along with the abduction wandering off theory. I believe there was foul play there, and that's the reason there was no sense of urgency. So there's a lot of missing time in that afternoon. So to clear myself up, a lot of people said, well, when the police got there, they were out there searching. Well, what I heard from the 911 dispatch, it said the neighbors were looking. Now, if the three amigos were poking around the property for Summer when the police showed up, then, hey, that's a good look for them. I'll give them kudos for that. But what I'm talking about is when Candace first realized she couldn't find Summer. The fateful 2 minutes. That's what I'm talking about. When she described her search efforts to McDonough, she said she looked under that blanket, and then she looked under the mattress that was laying on a cement floor. Then I walked out this door, which, by the way, is supposed to remain locked at all times. No one in, no one out. And I looked to the right because sometimes she would sit there by herself to play. And that was it. That was the search. Now, if she went searching later, that's a different story. But I'm talking about the initial search. Then she goes and she tells her mother, Summer's gone. Grandis has no search efforts of her own. She told WJHL. She just knew she was gone. She just knew she was abducted. She just knew she was. Amanda, you're muted. What's up, girlfriend?
Oh, I was just waiting on you.
Oh, you're muted. Don't do that. You'll be here till dinner time. So, do you think I cleared that up? I'm not talking about when the police got there, because the 911 dispatch I heard, I'll listen to it again, says the neighbors were helping look. They didn't mention the family. I'm talking about when she first realized, playing along with Candace, that this really happened. When she first realized Summer was missing, what she's missing from her script and her lie is an extensive search until she called 911. All we got was a blanket, a piss-stained mattress, looked outside the door, and telling Grandma she's been abducted. That's all we got.
That case is hard, honestly. Hang on one.
Jeannie says, I believe Summer was never in that basement. I'm on the fence with you there, my friend. On one hand, I think she was never in that basement. And on the other hand, I think something happened, not an accident. I think maybe speculating, Candace, with her history of child abuse, she has a history of not being very kind to her offspring, might have gone too far that afternoon. She could have put her in the basement and then taken her somewhere else. I don't think that Summer was deceased on that property just because they didn't make them leave the house. They didn't make them go anywhere else. They let them stay in the house. They didn't take any of the vehicles. There was nothing like that. They let them stay there. The canines didn't set off any detection for decomp. And we can go back and forth on that all day. Some people are like, it takes this long, it takes this long. And I get it, but there were several dogs. That's just my opinion, though.
Yeah, I don't think what happened on the property. I think it either happened at the water hole or after she could have, Candace could have left, which I've heard rumors that she left again after they dropped Grandma off.
2 times.
So she could have took Summer then and done something.
Well, and that leads to our next comment. Mermaid in a wine glass. What an awesome name. How do you all get your names? We got some of the coolest names. I'm telling you. My YouTube name, unless I'm using the channel, is just Brooks. Brooks. Mermaid said, I want to be Brooks in my next life. She's hilarious. Come hang with me, girl. And as far as Jodie Sue, I am sure she heard Candace always screaming for her kids. Per Allie and Hunter, she would get drunk and lose the kids. I think the only people to blame are the parents. I'm going to say parent because Candace, as far as we know, was the only one home. We don't know where damn Dawn was. Dawn could have been there. Dawn could have really been at work. I don't know where that idiot was. So I'm going to address the Jodie Sue thing first because I got a lot of problems with Jodie Sue. A lot of problems with her. All right, so let's just say Jodie Sue happened to be awake the afternoon of June 15th. I'm sure she heard plenty of noises between the chaos at her home and, of course, the chaos at Ben Hill Road. Now, why she says this muffled scream gave her chills, made her stop in her tracks, I don't know. One thing that's never brought up is how did Jodie Sue hear a muffled scream? So listen, I'm going to cover my mouth. Woo! Can you guys hear that? Because I'm like really screaming with my mouth covered.
Not really.
You wouldn't hear it from across the road, up the hill, I wouldn't think.
No, not with all the trees blocking.
The trees blocking, glad you brought that up, and the tree trimmers were there. She said she'd been on high alert because of the tree trimmers. Now, I'm thinking they might have left like at 2, 3 o'clock, something like that. Candace was telling Chris McDonough the tree trimmers were there when all this happened because it was her assumption that one of them took Summer. I don't know what time they left. Playing along with Candace, that the equipment that the tree trimmers use is really loud. It's not like the shitty Black & Decker I have to trim the Manhattan bushes. They have the gas-powered equipment. It's loud. How did Jodie Sue hear anything over that equipment?
Yeah, I don't know.
She could.
And I don't agree that one of the tree trimmers took her. Why would they do that? And how would they do that without the other ones knowing?
She's an idiot. No tree trimmer took her. They all went back together. They're going to notice a little girl with them.
Yeah.
Idiots. So, I mean, how did Jodie Sue, and that might be the reason that Ronnie Lawson says the scream is unfounded, because she couldn't have possibly heard it with a bunch of gas-powered chainsaws and everything going catty corner from her. That could be the reason that he said, that's unfounded. Because there's many cases where they say, and the neighbor at around 2:30 that afternoon heard a scream, and it's in the arrest affidavit because it makes sense with what's going on. So it's not like people are like, well, it's not like Jodie Sue recorded the scream. That's the reason it's unfounded. Don't ever doubt Jodie Sue. She's the one that knows everything. She's right there. I'm like, shut up. Shut up. Because here, in many cases, I mean, hell, I was watching a Dateline the other night and they were interviewing a neighbor that said, yeah, and then I heard the weirdest scream. So how come all these other cases, they use a scream that's heard by somebody, but Jodie Sue's is unfounded? Because it didn't happen, Jodie Sue. You couldn't have heard shit because more than likely you were asleep because you sleep all day, or you couldn't hear it over the tree trimmers. Big T, when did the tree trimmers leave? According to Candace, when she couldn't find Summer, they were there. Not on her property, but they were in the area trimming trees. Jodie Sue mentioned she was on high alert because of the tree trimmers. Candace told Chris McDonough, which he ignored. He ignored her. She said, because I thought one of them could have took her.
I don't think the tree trimmers did anything.
Yeah, that's not even a conversation. No, the tree trimmers didn't take her. What Candace says, as you know, we play opposite day. Sometimes we play along and we try to get in her universe and say, how would this happen? Well, let's just see. If I couldn't find my child, I would look through the beds and stuff like that, make sure they're not wrapped up in there taking a nap. That would be that'd be like a tornado. And then I'd start obviously looking in other areas of my house, if that's where my child presumed to be playing at the time. Then I would take my search efforts outside. I would go to the swing set, start checking with neighbors. Have you seen my child? Have you seen my child? I'd start doing all that. Candace looked under a blanket, under a mattress, next to the door, and then told her mom, she can't find Summer. Her mom just kind of throws her hands up and she's been abducted. That's what happens. That's what happens on a Tuesday afternoon. I would go with Dawn's theory over the tree trimmers. Dawn also thinks Joe Biden and the Pope took her. That's more likely than the damn tree trimmers, honestly.
That's funny right there.
Crazy asses. Those were good times when old Don was updating his Facebook every day. Exactly, Ree. You would go to your mom's camper and say, is Summer in here? She didn't even ask the question. Grandis told the story on WJHL. Obviously, she left a ton of stuff out, but I mean, in a nutshell,
I mean,
she sized it up for us. Candace told her she couldn't find her. Grandis didn't say, hang on, we're going to find her. She's got to be around here. She didn't even question her daughter. So when I'm talking about the initial search, I'm not talking about when law enforcement got there. I'm talking about Candace and Grandis, their efforts to try to find Summer around there. Go ahead, Amanda. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I was just going to say, I mean, if it was my kid missing, I don't know about everybody else, but I would be my behind out there searching and looking for my child.
Especially when you just had eyes on them, as she said 2 minutes prior. They've got to be around there somewhere. Now, I understand that when it comes to time, I'm like this. I round things up, so explain 2 minutes. Did you see her like around 3:00 she went in, and in all reality, you didn't start yelling for her until about 4:00? That would make more sense. That would make more sense. 2 minutes, whatever. How many people in here, there's no shame here, have you ever lost sight of your child?
Oh, I have.
Yeah. Go ahead. Tell me what happened.
Okay, we were at a laundromat because we didn't have a washer and dryer at the time. My oldest one was 2. He was running around the laundromat. There was no one else there, so it was just me, my husband, and the kids. He was running around the laundromat having a good old time, playing with his toys. All of a sudden, I went to swap the clothes, and I looked, and I didn't see him anywhere. Now, there was a train track right beside the laundromat. So, I was freaking out. I heard a train coming, so I was, in panic mode. All of a sudden, I walked back into the laundromat, and I heard him giggle. He had locked himself in the restroom.
Oh my God. It's funny now. Okay, it's funny now, but I know it wasn't.
It wasn't funny back then, but he's 12 now, almost 13, so it was hilarious. It's hilarious now. It wasn't back then.
I lost my son in the store one day. I went into immediate panic because they get away from you fast. Now I know in these cases there's a group of people that are like, if you lose sight of your child, look, we've got 2 arms, 2 legs, 2 eyes, and those little boogers will get away from you. Okay? I'm not saying it's okay, but it happens. And it freaks us out. So my son got away.
Yeah.
And I'm screaming, someone help me, help me, help me. I have my 2 youngest sons with me. So they're in the shopping cart. I'm going aisle to aisle to aisle to aisle. One of the employees immediately had like a little walkie-talkie. And this was years ago. And they were basically shutting down the store. They weren't letting anybody out of the store until he was found. Oh, he was found. He found a toy he wanted, and being the bad mom I am, even though he ran away from me and he shouldn't have, he got the toy. His brothers got a toy. I'm in tears. So it's kind of like I rewarded him from running away from me. So anyway, he turned out good. So that's what I'm saying. We have an immediate panic to find our child. And so unless she's just telling the story all kinds of wrong, I don't believe there was any sense of urgency from her or Grandis.
No, I don't believe there was.
No, not if they're telling the story correct. No. Jetta from Texas 2 days ago said her action of jumping in the truck and hauling ass reminds me of my actions when I realized I left my wallet on the counter at the store. Could it be she forgot and left Summer someplace else? I didn't think of that. Went back for her and she's just gone. Just a thought. Because when you realize I left something behind, I jump in a vehicle and go, go, go. So I see where she's going with this. And then I was also thinking about it. Because with Candace, after her search under the blanket, the mattress, and by the door, she describes to McDonough, she hopped in the truck and she does her hands like, zoom. She zoomed off to go find Summer. So according to her, again, we're humoring Candace today. She wasn't out of her sight for long at all. Almost like an eye blink. So they don't live in a neighborhood where Summer would have been skipping down the sidewalk or heading to the local park. She would have been in the woods, right?
Yeah.
Or across the street over at Jodie's or something like that. So she jumps in the truck. Again, they don't live in a neighborhood where you would be driving around looking for her. She would be off in the woods. This would be a job for your own 2 feet. Go hiking around your own property to find her. How fast can Summer run? According to them, she just loves to run and run and run and run. What is she, Serena Williams? How fast can Summer really run that Candace needs to get in a vehicle, go down the driveway, and take off driving through the holler to find her? No, you'd be going through the woods and stuff to find her. That's what you'd be doing. But she takes off down the road. So if she wandered off, because, Candace wasn't after any abductor. She said she went to find Summer. I don't know when they came up with the abduction theory. I don't know. So she takes off down the road to catch her. So according to everyone that's been directly involved with this case, I don't mean YouTubers, I mean the search and rescue people, she would have been out in the mountainous, woodsy terrain, as TBI described it. So, I mean, you would need the vehicles from Jurassic Park to go out there and find her. Or again, be on your own 2 feet, yelling and trying to find her. That would be your search after you went through your whole house. Her search, just to be clear, because like I said, I had some people mad at me the other day. That's okay. We're still friends. We can agree to disagree. Her search went through the blankets, looked under the blankets in case she was taking a nap or something. That's okay. Under the mattress that's sitting on a cement floor outside the door. And that was kind of the extent of it. I never heard, I ran over to my mom's camper and said, "Is Summer in here?" I never heard anything that made sense as far as a search effort. What do you think, Amanda?
I don't know. It's a weird story to me. And like, I think it was Ryan Upchurch said, if somebody came up that driveway in a vehicle, you're going to hear it.
Yeah, he's not the only one. On June 18th, 2021, when Jeff Bobo was talking to Dawn, he goes, "I'm just trying to, wrap my mind around who would just blindly drive into the holler, in the middle of the day, know where your daughter is, where she's at on that property, be able to get up the driveway, grab her, and get away without anyone noticing." Because remember, Jodie's on high alert. She didn't see an abduction. The tree trummers, their asses were up and down the trees. They didn't see any abduction. Dawn goes, "You and me both, buddy."
Yeah. I don't believe Candace's story at all.
Well, yeah, no. 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 And Monday, we have a big show for Summer because, believe it or not, guys, Monday is 14 months since Summer Wells disappeared. Can you believe that?
Wow. I don't see how they haven't found this baby yet.
Well, we're now going to talk about Harmony Montgomery because yesterday they changed the focus of their investigation from a missing child to homicide. And like I said yesterday on the show, which was really hard to get through, we're going to watch a clip and talk about it for a second, then get to Kylie. I said, guys, I have a feeling pretty soon we're going to get an update from the TBI, and it's going to say, still haven't ruled out foul play. This is no longer a missing persons case. This is now a homicide investigation. So hang on 1 second. For those of you that missed it yesterday, let me do this correctly this time. This is going to break your heart, but I'm doing just a small recap, okay?
Okay.
Who have been searching for Harmony Montgomery say they now have evidence which suggests that the 5-year-old girl was murdered back in 2019. Christina Rex has the latest from Manchester.
This is the last place where investigators did a big search. It's the Union Street apartment here in Manchester, where Harmony's father and his wife once lived. And now investigators say because of evidence they discovered, any hope that Harmony may be found alive is lost. Fighting back tears, the Manchester police chief delivers tragic news in the case that has gripped his city, the state, and the country.
Harmony is a sweet and innocent child who deserved to be brought home to her family and friends.
A dream that is no longer possible because of what investigators call biological evidence they recently confirmed.
All of these efforts have led us to conclude that Harmony Montgomery was murdered in Manchester in early December of 2019.
Police have searched multiple previous homes, hoping to find evidence that would lead them to Harmony. Most recently, they were seen bringing in and removing a refrigerator from this Union Street apartment where Harmony's father and his wife once lived.
At this point, while Harmony's remains have not yet been located, we do have multiple sources of investigative information, including just recently confirmed biological evidence that have led us to this difficult and tragic conclusion.
Adam Montgomery is currently in jail for allegedly assaulting Harmony and for unrelated gun charges. He had custody of the little girl when she disappeared in 2019, but she wasn't reported missing for 2 years. Nobody has been charged with her murder, and investigators say there are still people they know have information that have yet to come forward.
Do it for this little girl who's on the screen. The time is now. Time to step up and do the right thing.
And you can see here, people are still leaving flowers in memory of Harmony in this area where she once lived. And police are still asking for the public's help. If you have any information that could help them, you're asked to call the tip line. The number's there on your screen. It's 603-203-6060.
I just can't watch that.
Oh, wow.
United to find Harmony Montgomery. Big treat. Thanks for being in here. The advocacy and the work that they have done for Harmony, hands down, amazing, amazing work. You see the refrigerator. You hear the words. We found biological evidence, which obviously is Harmony. The chief, he's a tough dude, man. He's a tough guy. He's seen it all. He's the chief. He's law enforcement. He's seen it. He couldn't get. I mean, besides the obvious that Harmony was murdered, that's their words. She was murdered. Watching the chief, needless to say, I was on mute. I was on mute. Very interesting comment I had after the show, and I'm really glad that United to find Harmony Montgomery's in here. Maybe, I'm sure you can't answer. I don't want any names or anything like that, but it made sense. I had a comment after the show that said, I don't think it was Kayla that gave this information. I think it's another kid. So I don't know how old the other children are. Obviously, the child that Kayla and Adam have together is younger, but I know there's another child. I'm getting confused. I got to find my notes. That made more sense to me that a child would say they saw something odd when they were there. Do you know, United to find Harmony Montgomery? Would there be a child around? I know that there's been a lot of back and forth. Did Kayla have her kids? Did her mom have her kids at the time? Of course, they would have gone to visit and stuff like that. But that made more sense to me, because if Kayla told him that much, and I'm just speculating, guys, I don't know. Okay, that's what I was thinking. I didn't want to come out and say it. Kayla has an older child, but it's unclear as to whether or not that child visited the home. That's kind of, I'm wondering if the child did now, because I'm going to put the link up. By the way, we have a full in-depth show to talk about Harmony Montgomery. You're welcome to grab the link, United. I remember if I have it scheduled for Monday or Tuesday. I have to look again. Just check the channel, or while you're at it, hit the bell and hit remind all. Yeah, so I'm going to lean that way a little bit. Hang on. United said there are some things behind the scenes. They do lead to many to believe someone not arrested in connection is talking. I 100% agree with that. I'm just curious as to how would Kayla not know her final, I don't mean final resting place, because as we know, Harmony needs her final resting place. But I mean, how would Kayla not know where he put her after the refrigerator? That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah. I think Kayla knows more than what anyone else. I think she knows. She knows everything, I think.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't
wouldn't
think
be
it was
surprised.
just Adam. I think it was Kayla and Adam that did it.
Marie said, I don't believe they haven't talked to her kid. They are very young. Yeah, I thought that too. I'm looking at the age. Kayla is Adam's ride or die. Whatever she knows, she isn't saying. We're going to talk about it on the in-depth show we do for Harmony next week, when she is being recorded in the jail talking to Adam's father. We call him Teardrop around here, talking to Teardrop Sr. And it's a profession of love. I'm here. I'm here for the long haul. Even though when Adam got arrested, he was living in a car with another woman. Hello, Eddie. What's up? Long time no see. That case, the case with Harmony haunts me. They all do. They all do. Don't get me wrong. Yesterday, my nerves were grated.
Yeah.
Listening to that press conference. Oh, I 100% believe this is all on Teardrop. I think Kayla has direct knowledge of what happened to Harmony and where Harmony is right now. I really do. I think with the abuse, I think Kayla just looked the other way. I guarantee nothing happened to Kayla's child or their child together. That's how sick Kayla is.
Yeah, I just don't see how anyone can hurt a child, no matter if it's your child, your boyfriend's child, your husband's child. Even if it's a child not related to you, I don't get how anyone can do that. That's just sad.
I can be up to my eyeballs in work, and my cat starts whining for food, and I stop everything I'm doing to feed the cat. So no, I get it. We're wired a different way. Yeah, that's the reason I try to keep it as light as possible on this show, because we're talking about a sect of society and the devil's spawn that none of us could ever identify with. Never. So like when I'm talking about Candace or Kayla or Grandis or Teardrop, any of them, I'm just like, all right, I'll play along for a second and just try to figure out what the hell they were thinking. Can't do it. That's the reason the FBI has an entire department called behavioral science. That's all they do is study these sick fucks.
Yeah. Hopefully they get on the crack and tell where her remains are so that she can get the proper resting place that she deserves.
Yep, and the kids are away from Kayla. Her mom's taking good care of them. There's no issues there. From what I'm understanding from someone who knows Kayla's mom will not ever, 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 ever let Kayla anywhere near her own children, because she would lose them, to be quite honest. I think with everything, I don't know that part for a fact, but I think with as hot and heated as this case is, I just don't think Kayla's mom, whether she knew about Harmony's abuse or not, I don't know. I do not know. I don't even want to guess right now. It's horrific enough. I just don't think that she would make even one wrong move, because they're not going to not check on the children. Not after everything that went down with Harmony. Yeah, just me. She deserves to be laid to rest. She definitely does. Yeah, and I'm with you, Salem. They have evidence she was murdered. Just go ahead and charge him. I mean, I think, again, I'm just speculating. I think they just don't want to start the clock yet. They've got him in jail. He's not going anywhere. So now they have time to hopefully crack Kayla, because the chief was, while he was holding back tears, he's talking to her. Do the right thing. Where is she? Let us give her her final resting place, and then let's get on with what's known as the rest of your life, Kayla, which probably is going to be spent behind bars. Let's just go ahead with it now.
Oh my God, I can't believe I just did that. I was talking and I was muted.
I did that like 5 times Wednesday night.
Oh man. But that's just one thing I don't get, is how parents can be so cruel to their kids. I mean, even when I'm on YouTube, if my kids walk in and need something, YouTube comes second to my kids. Everything comes, even my job. If my kids need something, my kids are more important than work.
Well, because you're a good mom.
Yeah.
You care more about your children than yourself. You know?
Yeah.
Hang on. Welcome, Jeremy. Just came in talking about Summer Wells. We're doing a week recap. You just missed Summer, but of course we're going all over the place, so you'll hear about Summer as well. Queen Bee, what you doing, girlfriend? That baby had no chance with those drug-addicted parents. Sad to say, they will probably never tell where she is. I don't think Kayla will. I just don't, Queen Bee. I don't. United says, with the change in posture of the investigation, they are looking for more evidence to secure a conviction. I think so too, and I don't think they want to start the clock, because, you know, everybody in the Constitution, we have a right to a speedy trial. So if they charge him today, clock's ticking. They get to court and they're like, the defense says, but you don't have this, 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 and this, and that, namely Harmony. We don't want Teardrop going anywhere. We want him to pay for what he did and Harmony get her justice. She was a forgotten child for 2 years, not just by Adam, not just by Kayla, but anybody that knew Harmony Montgomery was ever born. She was forgotten by all of them. Nobody asked where Harmony was. Nobody. Except her little brother. Mama Kay said it in a show we did about Harmony. I think it was the second one. She said Jameson saved Harmony, her little brother, because he was adopted by, he has 2 adoptive fathers. He's doing great. They're great guys. He was crying so much for his sister that they sounded the alarm. We're going to get these 2 together. We want them to play. They tried to adopt Harmony, but Teardrop, he could screw up a wet dream. Teardrop steps in and starts reunification. So they can't, since there's a biological parent involved, they can't adopt Harmony. So anyway, Jameson's crying so much for them. They're trying to get Harmony together. They want to send her presents. They want her to see her brother, him to see Harmony. That's what got this in motion.
Yeah.
And it's absolutely heartbreaking. Absolutely heartbreaking. So this week we started covering another case, a new case, Kylie Rodney. Now, from what looks on the outside as a girl that might have had a little too much to drink at a party and was driving home, shouldn't have been driving home, and possibly ran off the road and had a car wreck, and they just can't find her in the car, has turned out to be so much more. It's become quite a mystery. So here is Kylie. There's her car. She was at a party 12 miles away from her home. She left said party, which we initially heard was under 100 people. Then somehow it escalated to like 250 people. Lots of question marks. As of today, I'm questioning if the party was even that big. I have a lot of reasons. We're going to talk about that on the show at 4 o'clock today, I believe. So in all of this, she's missing. They can't find her, can't find the car. There's no, I assumed like she went off a cliff, trying to think about the terrain out there. All the locals are like, no, she would have taken, I think they said Highway 89 home or something like that. They said, no, there would be nothing for her to fall off of. The water's very shallow right now, so it's not like she would be, 50,000 feet under the sea type of thing. So it's insane. JPL went there in person Wednesday night. She talked to law enforcement that said, this doesn't happen. People have car wrecks. I mean, there's a lot of broken guardrails and stuff like that, but not to a point where you can't find a car and you can't find the person that was driving it. They said, now we have like hikers out in the woods that, we have to go find. But this is insane. So like I said, we have quite a mystery. And what's really making it more confusing, and I'm really going to get deep into this afternoon after my appointment, is the friends and the ex-boyfriend. They've implanted themselves in this case like they're Scooby-Doo in the gang. It's the weirdest shit. They're telling people to give them tips. Tips have to come to them first. I'm not going to get too deep into that right now, but I'm going to show the latest update. And we're going to talk about it and then get ready for 4 o'clock. Get ready, my friends.
Early updates today. It's definitely been an emotional day for those family and friends out here, as law enforcement hasn't given really much of an update. But her best friend tells me she won't stop looking for Kylie until she's found.
I just want her to come back and be okay, and just to know that she's loved, and that we all, looked for her, and that we all loved her through this and stuff.
Magdalene Larson says she's been searching for her best friend since she found out Kylie went missing.
The first day that she was missing, I was literally in a car for 12 hours looking for her. But now I've just mostly been here just trying to, organize everybody else. And I've been working a lot with the police.
Law enforcement urging the public to share any information or videos from the party at the Prosser family campground where she was last seen.
There has been a lot of video provided, and some of it had to do with a fight that occurred at the party. Detectives right now are asking for any additional video that you have.
Officials would not confirm if Kylie was involved in that altercation, but they did release this picture of Kylie asking the public to focus in on her jewelry.
She's wearing very distinctive gold-colored necklaces. 1, 2, 3 necklaces.
Kylie's family says she always wears those 3 necklaces and likely had them on when she went missing. A code red alert sent out today in an effort to reach more people and hopefully get more volunteers.
It can get exhausting when people aren't seeing that there's a goal or a direction.
But for her best friend, what's keeping you going?
Just finding her. I'm not going to stop until I do.
Now, there is mental health help resources out here for those teens and volunteers or anybody who needs to talk during this time. Now, they're also getting ready for another one of those community meetings here at the Truckee Recreational Center. That'll start here at 5:30. Live in Truckee, Danica Hill, KCRA 3 News.
This is such an emotional time for so many people, friends of hers, and Danica, they're still looking for volunteers. So if people are thinking, man, I'd like to help, what do they need to do to get involved?
Yeah, Golson, they're telling people if you have the time and availability, especially as we go into this weekend, they're wanting to keep the momentum going. They're telling people to come and meet here at the Truckee Recreational Center. Now, they have a mapping tool that they've been using to kind of lay out all the places that people have been. That way, they're not checking the same areas or double backing on some of those same areas. And they're also saying if you're not available to come out here, just share. The Placer County Sheriff's Office has been really good at updating their social media. Those are the updates that they're wanting you guys to share. Back to you.
Yeah, a big effort still going on out there. Danica, thank you.
Another best friend. They're coming out of the woodwork. Yeah, like I said, we have a show at 4:00 Central Time. Catch the shows from earlier this week. JPL was there live on the scene. When she was talking to the other kids, I was blown away. She did awesome work. But yeah, another best friend. We're going to talk about that at 4. So if you haven't been following the Kylie case, to understand the case, you have to wrap your mind around all the damn friends, especially Sammy and the ex-boyfriend Jagger. I'm seriously waiting on the mystery machine to pull up into Truckee, California. So we have 2 parents, Kylie's parents, that are absolutely beside themselves. They're in anguish. And then we have those meddling kids. They're playing detective. They're saying that they're filtering through tips, that tips need to come to them first. Kylie is very much missing. This is not a game, unless this is something all these kids are in on together and they made up. She's missing. Her car is missing. It's like I've said on every show. She's not a big girl. It's one thing for, a 100-pound girl to be somewhere out there and they can't find her. Particularly the way she was dressed, she would kind of blend in with the pines and everything. But the whole damn car, no sign of either one. No activity on her phone since 12:33 a.m. Saturday, so just after midnight. That is insane. Now, law enforcement is clapping back at the kids. I've been waiting on this. So we're going to talk about that for sure today at 4:00. There might be another press conference, God willing, if I can find it. So we'll go through that, and we're going to talk more about how law enforcement is now addressing the kids' help.
I kind of think the kids have something to do with it.
Tell me what you think. Go ahead. Hang on, I got to blow my nose while you're telling it. I can still hear you.
Okay. I kind of think maybe it was over the boyfriend. And the girl, Sammy, got mad and wanted the boyfriend, so she and Kylie got into a fight. And it ended badly. And now all of the kids are trying to cover it up. That's just my opinion. That's just how what I think happened.
I muted myself. It would help if I wasn't muted to talk to you. Yeah, a lot of people think that too. They brought up like a fight club and stuff like that. Yeah, they've brought up a lot of stuff. Victoria agrees with you. She thinks it's something like that. Like I said, when I first heard about it, I was like, oh, they just got to find the car. Like she's off in a cavern somewhere or something. And then I started talking to the locals and they're like, no. April said you might be onto something. Yep. Betty, wouldn't there be evidence of a fight? There was a fight. They said they were play fighting. And in the press conference yesterday, law enforcement said we need more information about this fight.
Yeah.
Of course, we have the oddity of the hoodie that Kylie borrowed from someone to put on. You don't want to be forgotten. You just want to disappear. Coincidences don't happen in cases. I think it was Chosen Angel yesterday that said coincidence in true crime cases, coincidence is evidence. A lot of people are saying to me, they're like, don't read too much into that. But if all these kids are making this up as some kind of social media experiment, the hoodie would make sense. I'm not saying that they are. I'm just saying that here's Kylie. Here's a whole car. And between 12 miles from the campsite to her family's lodge that they own, they can't find her or the car. Good Lord. It'd be one thing, like I said, if they can't find her. I would get that. Or if the lakes were super, super deep right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I just seen a comment about them not being friends online. Aren't most teenagers friends online, like on Facebook, with their friends?
Good luck on their social media. JPL's been going through it. And she said, I can't figure out why this one's friends with this one's not. And I said, I'll bet you $1 to a donut that before that party, they were all friends with each other. There had to have been some kind of falling out at that damn party.
Yeah, because last time I checked, if you're friends, especially high school kids, if they're friends, they're going to be friends with each other on social media.
Especially in this day and age, that's all these kids know. They're not like me. All right. I'm in my 40s. They're not like my children who are in their 20s. That, we weren't born into social media. These kids are 16, 17, 18. They look at Facebook like it's a dinosaur.
Oh yeah.
That's all they know is social media. They know it. So they definitely know, whereas I don't. They definitely know the protocol as to who to follow on Instagram and who not. If they decide to go, slumming it and check out the Antiques Roadshow and open a Facebook account, they know the protocol there. You can be friends with your grandma and stuff, but don't let your friends see type of thing. Keep it on lockdown. You don't want your baby pictures all over. You know what I mean? They understand all of these forms. April C said, in my 40s also. I'm a Gemini, April C. What are you? Skies World 14. So out of over 200 people, allegedly is a key word in this entire case for Kylie. At this party, there isn't one photo or video posted on any social media platform. Uh-huh.
Yeah, that doesn't seem right.
Uh-huh. Yet everybody had to keep charging their phones. That's because they were draining the damn battery from so much video taking. It's like they're out there doing their own version of the Blair Witch Project.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Here we go. Teresa, Kylie didn't follow Sammy on social media. Sammy claims to be the best friend. The best friend. This is Sammy's statement. I had the last call to her. I was the last person pretty much who knows what was happening.
That's suspicious right there.
Oh, it's so girlfriend. Shaggy and the gang, I'm telling you. We got a lot to cover for the show this afternoon. So if you guys have been following the Kylie case, or if you want to, come back at 4 p.m., but make sure to hit that bell and remind. I don't know what the hell's going with YouTube. Somebody told me to check out, I got to look at my email. Other creators are putting stuff out right now about how their own issues they're having with YouTube, but that's all right. We're all still here for each other. So I hate to leave good company, but I do have an appointment I have to run to, which is why I started this show a little bit early. But please come back later this afternoon. We got a lot of stuff to discuss with Kylie. Shows next week. Tons of shows next week. Also this week, as you guys know, I'm certainly not going to let this go for a while. Olivia Newton-John passed away. This one really hit me hard, guys. course, I already told you I'm in my 40s, so you get why. This one really hit me hard. I came across a video the other day. A church was playing Hopelessly Devoted with the church bells. You guys have got to hear this. Oh, that broke my heart. That damn motorcycle had to go by. Mary said, "Stop, Brooks. That song is stuck in my head for days now." I know, me too. Me too. Hey, Amanda, thanks for coming up and chatting with us. It's a great treat.
You're welcome.
Well, I'll see you back here in a few hours, okay?
All right.
All right, bye, my friend.
Bye.
And for the rest of you, before I run out of here, like I said, I've said it a million times, I'll be back here this afternoon. Updates on the search for Kylie Rodney and more on those meddling kids. We're going to be talking some about them, and the law enforcement has finally clapped back. Happy that that's going on. Not that I want to see the kids shamed, in trouble, or anything like that, but they don't need to be in the middle of an ongoing police investigation. So while I'm at the doctor and in between stuff like that, I'll be talking to you guys in Discord. So I'll see you guys back here in a few hours. You all, as usual, are awesome. See you back here in a little bit. Bye-bye.